The military to me, and still is, a family. The people that I met, the people that I worked with, we became each other's families because we were all so far from home. It was very important because you lost some of that. It was something that, a sacrifice that you did for your country.
It is a privilege. It is an opportunity to go and serve my country, serve my fellow citizens by protecting them.
Life-changing. I guess that's the best word I can say. It's life-changing for a lot of people. It was for me, for sure. It forces you to grow up very fast.
It's not a job. It's a calling, you know.
The military is like family. It's a second family. It's an organization that takes care of you while you're taking care of everybody else.
I joined the Marines to be part of something bigger. I wanted to be part of a fighting force group.
There were many things that stood out to me during my experience serving. Some of those experiences came from basic training. I remember my drill sergeant saying to the soldier beside me, "Are you willing to give your life for your country?" And that soldier said yes. And I remember the drill sergeant asking another soldier, "Are you willing to give your life for your country?" That soldier said yes. I remember when he asked me, "Are you willing to give your life for your country?" I said, "No, drill sergeant." And he said, What do you mean?" And I said, "I want to make our enemy give his life for his country." And so he said, "Good answer, Private, good answer."
One really kind of eye-opening story for me was we got a Cuban raft that was coming from Cuba to Key West, interdicted it. There was 11 people on board. They had been out for 3 or 4 days. They had already turned over their raft. Their motor was destroyed, so they were simply paddling, trying to make the 90-mile journey. And for 11 people on a very small inflatable raft, trying to make it that far, and the seas were about 15 foot when we actually rescued them. So there was a chance, a really good chance, that they probably would have never made it back to any sort of land. As a 19-year-old kid, that was really eye-opening for me to see what the people would risk their lives to have what I was born with.
I was driving on the forklift once during an underway replenishment with a helicopter dropping off pallets, and I picked up a big engine can for an FA-18 while I was driving forklift. And the person who had PM'd my forklift didn't do it correctly, and the brakes didn't work. And I almost dropped it off the side of the ship. So that was... I dropped the engine can to the ground, and the weight of it stopped the forklift. Yeah.
We did a cold weather training up in Bridgeport, California. You and 3 other Marines in one tent, and we were in whiteout conditions, blizzards. Could not conduct any training. We were stuck to our tents. Well, I had a Marine in my tent who refused to leave the tent to go relieve himself, and he would use one of his extra canteens. And in the middle of the night, I was thirsty. I grabbed my canteen, or so I thought. And as I opened his, I could smell that it was not water. So I quickly, before it reached my lips, secured his canteen. And we had to talk about making sure that he put his canteen further away from, access. So that was a pretty close call.
One of the most memorable times I had in the military was a time of great difficulty. And it wasn't a war, or it wasn't combat, but I was in the Philippines in 1991 when Mount Pinatubo erupted. And the way that people came together to help each other was amazing. Like, everybody came together. We shoveled ash, we went downtown, we helped the people of the city because their buildings were collapsing. And we all came together as a people, different countries, different beliefs, and it didn't matter because it was an emergency. And I think that was the most important thing I did in the military, was to show people that no matter who we are, no matter where we're from, that we're all here to help each other.
One team, one fight. So we love jabbing each other. Marines jab against other Marines. So one unit jab another unit. But we collectively get together, and it's amazing what we do.
We all jockey for position to try to make sure that we're telling everyone who is the best branch of military. But at the end of the day, we all fight for one country. We all fight and represent one flag, and we all fight for the freedom of all.